All right, so we're back. Got a phone call again, but that was a good one. It was Lowe's customer service. Another story for another time. So your wife brings lemonade out onto the porch. You sit there, you drink, they go home. They never really entered your inner sanctum, right? They never came into your home, and so it's very comfortable, and you can kind of meet anybody on your front porch. And then as you got to know them better, maybe they came into the living room, which is where, you know, people hang out. And then if they're really friends, they come in the back door right into the kitchen. Then you sit around the kitchen table. And then, of course, there were parlors for when important people came in formal occasions. You would usher them into the very sterile parlor, right? And so we don't have that anymore in our country. Most people don't have a front porch anymore. And so basically, if someone comes to your house, they're coming right in, right? And they're seeing your kid's sock laying over there on the floor and stuff. I know your houses are perfect. Mine never were. The point is, circles within circles. You don't start by bringing somebody into your inner circle, right? It's a process, and that process takes time and conversation and communication, and as trust builds, you bring them in. But as far as having somebody you can call on the phone or contact on email and saying, man, I got a flat, I'm on the side of the road and I need a tarp. Do you have somebody that can help me out? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to do that? And you don't even really know the person, but that's not a huge thing to ask somebody, right? And if they were part of a network, they would be like, yeah, man, we'll be over there in a minute. They'd probably bring some people, you'd probably meet them, they'd probably take you back to their house, and next thing you know, you have a friend, right? If that's not for you, that's not for you. This is important too. If you're not comfortable being part of the network, that's fine. Don't be part of the network. But I think you're being silly if you think you're going to get on some Fed list that you're not on already, just by being here and making a comment, if there is such a list. And somebody told me the other day, I think it was at the meetup, the Viking meetup, if you're not already on some kind of list, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I don't agree with that, but whatever. So there is that. I saw another comment, actually a couple from women, along the lines of, how do we do this? There's not a lot of women there. It's mostly guys. Another woman expressed some concerns for her safety, those kinds of things. Yeah, get it, totally, understand. Here's the thing. The meet and greet we just had in Northwest Arkansas, and the one I saw the little clip of that was done in Atlanta, a woman could have went to those, right? You're not saying, here's my phone number, I live in this apartment or this house right here, and I'm never home at these times. I mean, you're just showing up at a restaurant, right? Or a community center, and you're hanging out and you're talking to people. And you'd have to decide ahead of time what information you're not sharing. And that's fine. That's totally fine. I'm not comfortable telling you that. That's what I would say. Just own it. So where do you live? Now, where do you live? When somebody asks that, I ask that all the time. I don't want your street address. I don't even really need your town. I don't need to know, well, I'm 6 miles outside of, wherever, Joplin, Missouri. I don't need to know that. I'm just trying to think in my head just so I can kind of characterize you. Where do you live? I live near Joplin. Okay. In my head, that's good enough, right? So you don't have to get all paranoid when somebody says that. They don't want to know that you live in apartment C. What do you do? That's a common question a lot of people ask. What do? You don't have to say, I work for ABC Company on the night shift. You can say, I'm into, blah, blah, blah. I mean, whatever. So women, you should go to the meetups and you should meet people. And then we go into a whole nother subject area, which is beyond the scope of this video, on sizing people up and trusting people and establishing boundaries and maintaining those boundaries, and no means no, and guns for women, and all that stuff. But going to a meetup and meeting people, I think that's fine. And you can take your measure of the people who are there. And just very quickly, I said I wasn't going there, but if your antennas go up and your hackles come up and you're like, ooh, I don't like that person, go with that for now. Okay? Don't tell yourself, oh, I'm being silly. Pastor Joe said, no, I'm not. If somebody makes you feel like they're creepy, they're probably creepy. Seriously. All right. So, trust, security, being a member of it, being too paranoid that, we're all going to get rolled up. I'm not talking about forming an illegal organization here. Nothing we're doing even skirts the line of legality. I don't let people skirt the line of legality here at Shofar Mountain. And I'm not going to go into the particulars, but there's a few things I do not allow on Shofar Mountain that are 100% legal. But I still don't allow them because I don't want to be over here, right down the middle. Choices I make. There are conversations I don't have. Somebody else brought up a good point. And I'm just going to take it and run with it. They probably didn't say it exactly this way or whatever, but it's like, and I'm not a lawyer and I don't play one on TV, but there is a real thing called conspiracy, right? So like if three of us get together and start talking about knocking off a bank, we're going to rob a bank. And we're like, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, we'll do it this way, this way, this way. And then one of us goes and buys the sawed-off shotgun and the ski masks. We're all evidently guilty. Now, I know some of you know more about that than I do, but there's certain steps, but like this one person does one thing and we're all guilty. Another example, three guys kick in a door to do a home invasion robbery, and the homeowner blows one of them away, and the bad guy dies. They will charge the other bad guys with murder. Wait, that was my friend from high school. Yeah.